Imagine standing on a seemingly peaceful shoreline, the water's surface as calm as glass. Without warning, the earth beneath your feet begins to tremble violently, and that calm water turns into a towering wall racing toward land at hundreds of miles per hour. This nightmare scenario lurks beneath two regions of our planet: the Cascadia subduction zone in North America and, even more ominously, the Sunda megathrust beneath the Indian Ocean. Today, we'll journey beneath these sleeping giants, explore the science tracking their stress buildup, and reveal why the Sunda megathrust may be even more catastrophic than Cascadia. Beneath the Pacific Northwest, the Cascadia subduction zone extends roughly 600 miles, from northern Vancouver Island down past northern California. Here, the oceanic Juan de Fuca plate is forced beneath the North American plate at about 40 millimeters per year. Over centuries, this locked boundary accumulates immense stress. When it finally breaks, the plates will surge past each other in a megathrust earthquake, unleashing energy far beyond what most structures are designed to withstand. Geological and historical clues tell us this hasn't happened in our lifetimes, but it did on January 26, 1700. Indigenous oral histories record land suddenly dropping and ocean levels rising, while Japanese tsunami records document a Pacific-wide wave that struck their coast without a local quake. Together, these lines of evidence confirm a magnitude 9 event on that date. Since then, roughly 325 years have passed, situating the region squarely within the 300 to 600 year recurrence interval estimated from turbidite records and coastal subsidence studies. Recent advances in seafloor science have deepened our understanding of Cascadia's behavior. High-resolution seismic mapping now reveals at least 4 distinct fault segments: northern, central, southern, and the Juan de Fuca island block, any of which could rupture alone or cascade into a full-length event. New GNSSA station seafloor GPS paired with precision pressure gauges are spotting subtle slips and locking patterns at the trench, offering the potential for early warning signs. Moreover, fresh analyses of ancient underwater sediment deposits challenge the idea of a tidy quake schedule, showing past earthquakes followed irregular patterns rather than neat intervals. When Cascadia finally breaks, the initial shaking could last 3 to 5 minutes, far longer than typical quakes, and will likely devastate structures not engineered for such sustained stress. Coastal communities like Cannon Beach, Newport, and Crescent City could be hit by a 20 to 30-foot tsunami within 15 to 20 minutes of the quake. Even inland cities like Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver may suffer prolonged shaking, sending high-rises swaying and triggering landslides on unstable slopes. After the initial impact, cascading failures would magnify the disaster. Bridges could collapse just when they're needed for evacuation and relief. Highways could buckle, cutting off remote towns. Power grids might be down for months, and water and sewage systems for a year or more. The Federal Emergency Management Agency estimates full restoration of electricity west of Interstate 5 could take up to 3 months, while coastal zones may remain uninhabitable for years. On the preparedness front, the Pacific Northwest has made strides. Major cities have adopted rigorous building codes, retrofitting unreinforced masonry and older structures. An extensive network of offshore seismometers, tidal gauges, and inland sensors feeds real-time data into alert systems. Community drills teach residents to drop, cover, and hold on, then follow tsunami evacuation routes mapped on schoolyard walls and highway signs. Yet gaps remain, especially for rural communities and aging infrastructure. If Cascadia looms large for millions in North America, the Sunda megathrust threatens tens of millions along the Indian Ocean rim. This immense subduction zone stretches over 3,400 miles from the northern reaches of the Andaman Islands, past Sumatra, Java, Bali, and onward to the lesser Sunda Islands. Here, the denser Indo-Australian plate dives under the Eurasian plate at the blistering rate of 50 to 70 millimeters per year, loading the fault with stress faster than almost anywhere else on Earth. The world felt the raw power of this fault on December 26, 2004. An 800-kilometer stretch off northern Sumatra ruptured in a magnitude 9.1 to 9.3 quake, shifting the seafloor by as much as 20 meters. The resulting tsunami raced across the Indian Ocean at jet-like speeds, obliterating coastal communities in Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, and beyond. More than 230,000 lives were lost in under 24 hours, one of the deadliest natural disasters on record. Despite that horror, large segments of the Sunda megathrust remain locked and ominously quiet. The Mentawai segment off western Sumatra last ruptured in the late 18th century and has been steadily accumulating enough stress for an event in the magnitude 8.5 to 9.0 range. Further south, the Java and Bali segments show minimal seismic release, even though GPS and seismic tomography indicate they're primed for rupture. Slow slip events do occur along shallow depths of the megathrust, slightly easing strain, but experts warn these can actually redistribute stress in ways that make a catastrophic rupture more likely. The danger is compounded by dense populations living just a few kilometers from the shoreline. Padang, with over 1 million residents, sits less than 20 kilometers from the trench and could face tsunami inundation within 30 minutes of a quake. Jakarta, Surabaya, and Bandung, home to tens of millions, also hug the coast. Many buildings were constructed without modern seismic codes, and evacuation routes often cross flood-prone agricultural fields or low-lying urban districts. Unlike the Pacific Northwest's 20 to 30-minute tsunami warnings, some Indonesian coastlines may have under 20 minutes to flee. Even high-tech tsunami buoys and sirens installed after 2004 cannot guarantee timely alerts when every second counts. Community-based drills help, but in remote villages, word of mouth and siren range may not reach everyone in time. Meanwhile, new research continues to unpack the Sunda megathrust's secrets. While North America has robust building codes and growing public awareness, the dense, fast-growing coastlines of Indonesia face a steeper climb toward resilience. Yet science, technology, and community action offer real hope. By expanding monitoring networks, refining predictive models, and training residents in simple but life-saving drills, we can turn the tide on these sleeping giants. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the world's most dangerous megathrust faults. If you found this video informative, please like, share with friends and family so they can stay informed, and subscribe for more explorations of Earth's hidden forces. Together, let's spread awareness, stay prepared, and build a safer future, one plate boundary at a time.